All right, lastly, we've got this video here. This is from CBC News, The National. This is called Why This Fake Republican is Running in North Carolina.
On a Friday night at a small independent brewery, people come for the pints.
Did you want to open a tab?
And stay for an unusual pitch.
Hi, I'm Kate.
Meet Kate Barr.
I am your fake Republican candidate for Congressional District 14.
Fake Republican. You heard that right. Fake because she's a lifelong Democrat, and her campaign is an experiment of sorts.
Here I am running as a progressive Republican.
Kate Barr believes that
This is not smart. You know what's funny is, like, I thought it'd be really interesting if me or someone like with my political views ran as a Democrat somewhere, because I am center right, so I'm to the left of people like Trump, JD Vance, Ron DeSantis, and so and I would push back on them to the extent where Republicans would probably have some qualms giving me a home in the Republican Party, right? I mean, you've already seen how there's been massive backlash to someone like Vivek Ramaswamy for saying some just frankly extremely common sense things. But, you know, there's a difference between being to the center and running on the opposite party and literally being a progressive and running for the opposite party. This seems like a fool's errand. Now, maybe she is a beneficiary of a trust fund or got like a really good pension or something, but like, I don't know. I'm really curious about this. This is interesting.
Democrat could never win this district because the geographic boundaries are set to include known Republican communities.
I'm running as a Republican because this district is gerrymandered and the real competition is in the primary.
Gerrymandering is when
that's actually entirely true. You know, I think that the primaries matter way, way, way more than the general election. But people don't care as much. There are states that the GOP has lost because Republicans weren't paying attention, and then like a few people decided to back like one Republican, and just people were just like, yeah, I guess I'll just vote with the person at the top. This is, yeah, she's nailed it right here.
Maps are adjusted to include specific voters in the hopes of helping one party over another. Barr says in her case it's favoring Republicans, so she's running to be the Republican candidate. Early voting is underway in North Carolina's 14th district.
Put the ballot in there.
Voters have until March 3rd to decide who they want their Republican candidate to be for the midterm elections. Both Republicans and independents are allowed to vote in this race.
Have you heard of Kate Barr?
I have. She's been all over my Instagram feed.
I'm kind of excited about it, to be honest. I understand why she's doing what she's doing, and I think it's an interesting way to play the system.
While North Carolina has a long history of gerrymandering by both Republicans and Democrats, it's not unique to this state. Texas has redrawn its maps in a bid to help Republicans. California, in response, came up with a redistricting plan to try to help Democrats.
All of it. I hate all of it. I think we should have fair voting maps everywhere.
Barr is testing an out-of-the-box approach to what she views as a broken system.
We have talked a lot about needing to do things differently, and this is one way we can try something new, something different, and see if it works. I think people like a fight.
Her fight is with Tim Moore, a sitting Republican congressman endorsed by Donald Trump and is a well-known leader in the community. The strange nature of this race has garnered national exposure.
I can't claim a Democrat anymore.
You're not trying to pull a fast one.
Not trying to pull a fast one.
There's also been a wave of online harassment after the conservative broadcaster, Fox News, ran a story about it.
And I want.
Oh man, well, I have a whole new security system at my house. For sure the death threats came in, but yeah, by and large,
yeah, these MAGA people are crazy. I bet that's probably where they came from, right? Considering that what's his name, Tim Moore, is backed by Donald Trump.
You know, my kids are sleeping on my bedroom floor until this is over. Is kind of where we are.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Does that change your mind about doing this at all?
If I'm going to continue to live in this country, which I would like to do, I need to be working to make a country my kids can grow up in. And
well, I mean, frankly, I think the better answer to this is let me mansplain this. I think the better answer to this is that this is political terrorism, right? For MAGA or whoever to be like, I don't like what you're doing politically, so I'm going to give you death threats and threats of violence. When you give up, you give these people what they want. You teach them that what they're doing is successful, and you encourage them to do it some more. That's not what you want to do, right? And if you want to live in a country where her kids can grow up, maybe they want to run for office, you don't want to have contributed to a political culture and just general climate where a few MAGA people, red hats, hurl some slurs and threats on a social media platform and they just give up because that's the precedent that's been set, you know?
that's not where I am right now.
For all of the concern, the backlash, and the attention, Republican organizers in this community have declared they are not worried about losing this race.
I don't think that it's even within the realm of possibility that she could beat him, as popular as Tim Moore is as a congressman.
What Republicans are worried about, though,
Congressional
possible
District 12
copycats, similar
is all
campaigns
within
in other
Mecklenburg
districts.
County, right?
Kyle Kirby
This was
calls it
Congressional
dirty
District
tactics.
No doubt about it that her intention is to be deceptive, and I think it could very well count as election fraud, what she's doing.
The campaign...
It wouldn't be election fraud, but I will say this. You know, in order to be a registered member of a party, I think you have to get approval from your party, right? And parties can expel members. Why Kate Barr was not expelled by the Republican Party of North Carolina, I cannot understand. But that's actually one thought I've had too. It's like, let's say I run for office as a Democrat somewhere. The Democrat Party of that state would probably kick me out. So, like, I think this is really the fault of the Republican Party of North Carolina for letting her run, right? They should have expelled her from the party if they really felt like she does not represent the party well or accurately.
Is not sitting well with some Republican voters.
She shouldn't be running as a Republican if she's not a Republican.
I agree. I think that you should be able to change your party affiliation because you want to run for an office.
And even some Democrats are unsure of Barr's campaign, fearing it will draw support away from other Democratic candidates.
I'm not sure if I'm completely on board with it, but I know that her intentions are good. I'm not sure that it would be my roadmap.
We're on our way to a polling station where Kate Barr is going to spend part of her morning campaigning. Barr was greeted by a handful of her supporters after she cast her own ballot.
Hi, Melissa. It's nice to see you. How did it feel to vote for yourself
Are there any men voting for her?
with the Republican
Any straight men, I guess. Would be a better question to ask.
beside your name?
So weird.
It's also uncharted territory for the people getting behind Barr's campaign.
I'm an unaffiliated voter, and for the very first time in my life, I'm going to be voting in the Republican primary so I can try to help her get on the ticket.
This is considered safe Republican, safe Trump country. What do you think her chances are?
I don't know, but we have to try, right? If we don't try, our chances are zero.
The people here are realistic about Barr's odds, yet they still come out and remain hopeful. Because in this volatile moment in American politics, they're looking to someone to take a risk.
I wonder what the comments are saying. Oh, they turned them off. Oh, that's right. It's Canada. They don't really have free speech. Never mind. This is interesting. Like, I think, frankly, Republican parties, the Republican parties of various states, and actually Democrat Party too, because, hey, with all the gerrymandering that's going on, and that's actually something we should talk about in a future video, with all the gerrymandering that's going on, in the future, you are probably going to see people who are conservative running on Democrat tickets, kind of with the mindset that I have, especially if you have elected officials in that state who are Republicans who are deemed to be far right. more to the right than the values of the state in all actuality. So, like, these political parties on both sides of the aisle in all these different states need to sort of like beef up the rules, make it easier to kick people out of the party, to sort of prevent their parties from being hijacked. And look, let's be honest. From what I could tell, these voters don't like it either. They view it as mostly deceptive. Even people who support Kate Barr have issues with what she's doing. So I understand that people find it clever and people find it novel, but I think that there is some comfort that a lot of voters have with being able to unthinkingly vote for someone just by looking at what color I was going to say what color they are, but I'm not talking about race. Some people do that in some places of the country, but I'm talking about whether or not they're blue or red, whether or not they have an R or a D next to their name. People like to just like turn their brain off and just vote. And this jeopardizes that. So I'm really interested to see what the general response to this will be. By the time this video goes up, Kate Barr might have already won or lost her election. Her election, the election probably, or the primary probably would have been over by now. But I am really interested in this. So this might be a story that I follow up on at some point.